Oh, yes, you're welcome back to today's broadcast. Let's look into what is happening in politics today. The situation concerning Tinubu, Fubara, and Peter Obi. They are fighting how to get power by all means. So, as you can see, the government, Tinubu government, everywhere is shaking. Everywhere is shaking very, very high. So I will tell you, don't skip any part of the video. Try to watch to the end for you to see and for you to understand everything, because this our activist, he explained a lot of things concerning what is going on in Tinubu chamber, and also the Goodluck Jonathan. So according to the headline, it says Fubara joined Obi in NDC, picked form as Wike faces tough time whether to go with Tinubu or Goodluck Jonathan. So the issue of Goodluck Jonathan is now eyeing to contest for 2027 election. And then everybody knows the confusion of Wike. So since he joined APC, because nobody knows where he belongs to, if it is APC or if it is PDP. So in fact, in this video, you are going to see everything. You're going to hear everything, the way everything is going, and the new party Fubara is trying to join, although he has already joined it. So the NDC. In fact, there is a very heavy fire on the mountain. Everything is moving as if it is moving in a way that nobody understands anymore in Nigeria. This situation, all the political leaders, they are into now. Everybody is shaking because of Obi and because of Atiku, Kwankwaso, and the rest of them. In fact, I will allow you to watch it for you to see by yourself and for you to hear everything, the way things is happening in Nigerian politics today. So I was about to watch, like, subscribe, and share it for everyone to see what is going on in Nigeria.
You are welcome back to my channel. Come with me as I bring you up to speed, up to date with recent political happenings in Nigeria, sequel to 2027 presidential election, as it has to do with a Jonathan's ambition, as it has to do with a Tinubu's ambition, as it has to do with a Fubara's ambition for Rivers State, and in all of this, where a Wike stand. Because we understand that, as you can see on your screen, it has been confirmed that a Jonathan will definitely contest the 2027 presidential election. I'll bring you the development shortly. As you have it, it has been reported that the Jonathan family played a pivotal role in Wike's political journey to becoming the governor of Rivers State. And in fact, all the successes he recorded in his political life. And this have left a Wike between the devil and the deep blue sea, in a very serious dilemma, I must tell you. And this has got people talking. But as you have it, the man, Fubara, may have concluded plan to defect to NDC after being frustrated in that party. Because from what we are having, Fubara is not having it easy to secure the ticket of APC in that state. As you can see from the first day of the screening of governors under the APC platform, that Fubara was conspicuously missing. As you can see on your screen, where it says 2027 Fubara missing as APC screens 14 governors, Tinubu's challenger. You can equally see another one on your screen where it's saying no comment, Fubara speaks after APC screening. That is serious. And of course, these have fueled the speculation that Fubara would definitely defect and join the likes of Obi and Kwankwaso in NDC. But look at the last straw that breaks the camel's back, coming from, of course, Punch newspaper, as you can see on your screen as well, where it's a full list. Rivers APC clears 33 assembly aspirants, disqualifies 65. It has been widely reported that those that were disqualified are those who, of course, are working with Fubara in what appear as Fubara being schemed out of the scheme of things in APC. Of course, these have fueled the speculation that Fubara is on his way to beat the deadline to join, of course, NDC. But on the flip side of it, let me bring you up to speed with why, of course, it's becoming clear that a Jonathan is definitely going to contest this forthcoming election. As you can see on our screen, this is what is saying, of course, from Daily Post. Jonathan holds strategic meeting with Rakul-led faction. As you can understand, if Jonathan was not interested in that contest, there was no point holding this strategic meeting. But equally, look at this one on your screen as well, coming from the Vanguard newspaper, where it's saying 2027, Jonathan asked court to throw out suit challenging eligibility. Of course, very obvious. If Jonathan was not interested in this contest, I don't think he would go and start asking the court to throw away suit that is seeking to determine his eligibility to contest. But again, this is the last straw that breaks the camel's back, coming from the Vanguard newspaper, as you can see on your screen, that's actually confirmed that the Jonathan is definitely contesting. Of course, this is what actually puts the man Wike in a very serious dilemma, in a situation where it is now difficult for him to make decision whether to continue supporting the man Tinubu or to switch camp to start supporting the Jonathan, who of course is believed, as report, as I will bring you up to speed with that development, how Jonathan's family played a pivotal role in his success in his political journey. But quickly, this one is saying 2027 presidency, Jonathan's declaration sparks stir. You go further to say that Abuja, former President Goodluck Jonathan plans to return to the presidency using the People's Democratic Party (PDP) as platform to actualize his renewed presidential ambition. Vanguard gathered authoritatively yesterday. A top official in the Jonathan's team confirmed to Vanguard that the decision to use the PDP followed extensive deliberation over where his chances were brighter in returning to power to provide quality leadership to the country amid growing hardship and poverty. You can clearly see that it is very clear that a Jonathan would definitely go to contest. But let me bring you up to speed with the reason it's becoming clear that a Wike is in a very serious dilemma. As you can see on your screen, this one is saying, of course, from the cable newspaper, he's saying, Pandef chair, President Jonathan wrote on the floor to beg her husband to make Wike governor. You can clearly see that the family of Jonathan played a pivotal role in his journey to becoming the governor of Rivers State. Look at this one as well, coming from Legit, of course, from, you can equally see that on your screen, where it's saying PDP crisis, how President Jonathan sponsored Wike to become Rivers governor. Dilo Manaye drums bomb share. But again, let me allow you watch a video where the wife of former President Goodluck Jonathan, talking about President Jonathan, handed a Wike over to a former governor of Rivers State to help him actualize his ambition to become the governor of Rivers State. That was before, of course, this is before he became the governor of Rivers State. Watch as we come back to further this conversation.
So today, I have sent you back to your people. I have handed you over to your people, Rivers people, and especially to our father that is here, who has mentored all of us, who has brought all of us. And we pray God Almighty to keep him alive, to reap the fruit of his labor. So to Wike, I hand you over to your father.
So for someone, or rather for a family that have played this much in the life of Wike, it now becomes difficult for a Wike to determine, or rather to decide where to stay. Jonathan haven't decided to throw his heart into the ring. Before now, a Wike have made it abundantly clear that for the purpose of 2027, that he's going to support his principal, Senator Bola Ahmed Tinubu, of course, who is the president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. That was before Jonathan made his intention to contest. But now that Jonathan have definitely decided to contest, report having that he is now in a difficult situation to determine who to support, whether to go with his principal or whether to align with someone who played so much role in his success politically. But in all of this, pundits are watching and evaluating the situation to know whether actually Wike will continue working with his principal or support the Jonathan family. But one thing that is clear is that in the 2023 presidential election, in spite of the fact that Wike is a PDP member, he worked for the emergence of Senator Bola Tinubu, who is the current president, and he never hid his intention after he fell out with the likes of Alhaji Atiku Abubakar in the primary election that produced Alhaji Atiku Abubakar as the then candidate of PDP. But as we have it, it is not clear whether that energy that saw him supporting Tinubu throughout the election up to the point where he was declared winner. And of course, I understand that that support is what made Tinubu to, of course, give Wike a very strategic portfolio in his cabinet. But we understand that that position he's occupying, the FCT minister, look as though it was always reserved for the North. But for what I understand, Wike have been occupying that position, and somehow Wike have proven that he have the capacity to deliver in anywhere, any capacity he is given responsibility to perform. Because you cannot take that away from the record available that the infrastructural development they are witnessing in Abuja is, of course, something unprecedented. I think he has proven that whether as a governor, as a minister, that he can deliver, especially when it has to do with infrastructure. But infrastructure or other service is different from when it comes to politics. So the politics of the day is what people are now looking at. Whether Wike will sustain that relationship with his principal, Senator Bola Tinubu, or he will diplomatically ship cab to the Jonathan family is yet to be seen. Former President Goodluck Jonathan finally followed out with the Igbos, sequel to his perceived presidential ambition. This even as he has started receiving serious warning from the Igbos that he's an ingrate. And from the video that I'm going to watch shortly, it's very clear that he's not going to get support from the eastern part of the country if he ever decides to throw his hat into the ring. Because the feeling out there is that the Igbos gave him 100% support during his presidency. And it's expected that this is time he reciprocates, particularly the south part of the country, because when Jonathan was there for 6 years, he received maximum support from the eastern part of the country, to the extent that he was named a Bailey. And ordinarily, everyone know that his name cannot be a Bailey, just to give him that identity to make him look like an Igbo man. But this time around, the Igbos are saying he must reciprocate that gesture. From the video I'm going to watch shortly. But in my own personal opinion, I'm of the view that Jonathan shouldn't be contesting at this moment. Looking at the dynamics of the moment, because he's been seen to want to play the spoiler game for the man Peter Obi. But let us listen to the man that spoke angrily against Jonathan before we come back to further this conversation.
One of the disappointments of this season are this guy Goodluck Jonathan. And if Jonathan has any iota of shame, he should hide his head and stop allowing Bola Ahmed Tinubu to use him for this nonsense job that he's doing. You will never see Jonathan appear in State House for issues of urgent national attention, issues about the situation of the country, the insecurity in the country. He is always there for politics in closed-door meetings. And your people are everywhere calling every single human being with voice to say that Jonathan wants people. The last time they told me that Jonathan said he's ready to run, that the youth should come and gather to call him, that he doesn't want to run without the youth. I said he should not run, he should sit, he should crawl. If not be saying that Buhari will really be moron. Wait, how Jonathan are able somebody to regard? Now because Buhari and Tinubu were faith, that make we even they call your name to say at least we are better. But these ones that you are doing now, because obviously, if the rumors are true that the APC wants to use you as a decoy, as a vote splitter, or as a distraction, that level of spoiler for the 2027 election, if you try it, if you try that nonsense, it will be very hot on you. Because I thought by now, having plugged this country into the misery that we are in, we were not able to protect our democracy from these lions and tigers, these thieves and criminals. You still want to be allowing yourself to be. I don't know what Tinubu has on you, but let it be between both of you. This nonsense has to stop, because I'm tired of seeing you smiling, laughing before Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Because I don't know what is funny. I don't know what is funny, Jonathan. You are always in status. You will never be there when death happen, when Nigerians are died, when there is mass murder and mass genocide. You are always there for closed door meetings. I don't know what he has on you, but let it be between both of you. If I see you, this PDP rumor that we are hearing, because they want to use you to say you want to salvage the North. You are the only person that has 4 years left. You are the only person that the North loves among the people, the contestants from the South. All of that is gibberish. Hide your head. Go and rest, Jonathan. Go and hide your head in shame. Will you ever see Olusegun Obasanjo go to Aso Villa to go and meet this criminal man? You are always there to do what? The fact that you don't know how to read the signs is that it annoys me of you. Very weak man. Yet you don't know how to read signs. You don't know how to read seasons. How to know that no, this is not the time. At this level of your political journey, you're supposed to don't get sense. You go take puffy. The other day they say, "Mo, we can't beg you. We should come out." Oh, how many of you they beg you? If now you remain for ballot, I will vote Kabaka. If now you remain, what did the apple say? You always everywhere you go jump before any small thing. You don't jump. You too. You be decoy. That they use you. APC they use you, and I expected that you are supposed to be smarter than this. And this video, I will tag all those your boys that are always calling me every single day. The other one I don't block to the one or the rest. The people who I save numbers pro Jonathan. For there don't many. Every day you are asking, Jonathan wants to run. Make it must who they follow and they run. You think we really have time for all those? No, we don't go back to our vomit. We are past this level. Me, if me be Jonathan, I will hold myself. I will respect myself. I will stay away from active politics. I'll become a father of the nation. I will be smarter than this. I'll be involved in war politics. I will add my voice and opinion to issues about this country. I will respectfully stay away. But no, you don't know how to live when the ovation is highest. You don't know. You don't know. No, respect yourself, for Jonathan. Respect yourself. If you like what be meeting Tinubu, it's none of my business. But if they use you for that thing, I'm doing this video particularly. I for send the DM. You see the small level where some people see hold for you, you will diminish and your eye will clear. Don't let people that will not get shame. Even former councillor will not add the way you are adding now. There are people that stay away from government. They off the bro. They okay. You are not hungry. You are not being embarrassed in public. Even with your weak government, Nigerians still respect you because the people that took over from you, they are the worst that should never have been. Yet you don't go respect yourself. Every small time you don't go Aso Villa. That's how you were laughing with him after the election. Then you go come up for there, they go to organize meeting for you. You are calling people, they should come and meet with you. They should come and, if at this level, if you cannot support a younger candidate or support a candidate that you think have the capacity, go and sleep.
I think the message is clear, it's simple across all southeastern part of the country, not just southeastern part of the country, even from the southern part of the country, that a Jonathan presidency or rather a Jonathan's ambition is definitely going to affect an obese ambition. Because whether we like it or not, the support base or the support base of Jonathan is actually stronghold of P2B. Because if you look at all the major contenders, if Jonathan is not in the is not in the race, talking about Tinubu, talking about Alhaji Atiku Abubakar, and of course Obi himself, you agree with me that South and Southeast are major stronghold of P2B. Judging by the last election of 2023, we saw how Obi registered a very big impact, heavy impact in the South and Southeastern part of the country. To the extent that in Delta State, for instance, where Okowa was the incumbent governor then and doubled as the vice presidential candidate to Alhaji Atiku Abubakar, who contested under PDP then, in spite of all that, Obi won even Okowa in his own local government and went ahead to win Delta State. We saw how he swept all the Southern states and all the Southeastern states. So if the man, Jonathan, is being drafted into this race, definitely he's going to have votes, a good number of votes from the southern part of the country, thereby depleting the vote that will naturally go for P2B. So for me, I'm on the view that though the South should complete their 8 years in office, that is my own take, looking at the North and South divide. Because for me, after the North spent 8 years in Aso Rock through Muhammadu Buhari, it's expected that the South should complete another 8 years. That is where I am not comfortable with Atiku's ambition. I'm not saying Atiku is not eligible to contest, though Jonathan have a running battle in court with some persons over his eligibility, sequel to a law that was enacted under Muhammadu Buhari's government that says that once you are sworn in twice as the president, that you are no longer eligible to contest. Though a Jonathan issue happened before the enactment of that law, so that is why we allow the court to decide whether he's eligible to contest or not. After the decision of the court, we can now start looking at morality, whether it's morally right for him to contest in the face of the support he got from the Igbos during his presidency, and whether he needed to reciprocate that gesture or not. But for me as a person, I believe and feel that a Jonathan should not be throwing his heart into the ring. And I believe that the South should complete their 8 years in office. To that extent, I see Atiku's ambition as not right at this point, because if you complete the 8 years in office as Northerners, it's expected that the South should do their own 8 years in office. Even though some person will come and say there is no zoning in our constitution, yes, I totally agree, but an unwritten agreement exists. You cannot deny the fact that the North did 8 years, and that because the South, of course, needed to wait for them to finish 8 years before they get into office, that is why we didn't see any serious contender from the South during Buhari's 8 years. We saw an Obasanjo who did 8 years in the same spirit of that tacit agreement. And of course, the major reason a Jonathan could not do the second term after spending 6 years in Aso Rock is because the North felt that they were being shortchanged. So, to that extent, I believe that this tacit agreement should be respected just for purpose of national cohesion. This is without prejudice to the right of Atiku to contest going by the Constitution. However, let that tacit agreement be respected, and let us ensure that we continue to have this rotational presidency. I'm even of the view that let us deepen this rotation to the extent of making it to be entrenched in our constitution. And let us even deepen it to the extent that let us start having rotational presidency that will reflect around the geopolitical zones legally. So that if it is coming to your geopolitical zone, you know that legally the geopolitical zone is one that is producing the president. And let it go around across all the 6 geopolitical zones. I think that's my take on that.
Oh yes. This is a very powerful speech. This issue of politics, Nigerian politics, the way it goes, the way everything happens, it will look as if it is a play, but at the end it is real. Because every rumor, there must be a truth in there. There must be an iota of truths that is behind it. We have been seeing some pages, some paper, and then some headline when they are saying that Goodluck is contesting, is going for 2027 election, which if you look at it very well, that idea, Goodluck Jonathan going for 2027 election, it is not well okay, because the Nigerian people, the citizens, in fact they will not accept it, and they are not happy with that move. Everybody has been expecting Goodluck to go one side and rest and be monitoring and be teaching and be directing others what to do and how to make things to move. This is not issue of jumping or issue of eyeing the presidential seats. And I would say African country, they are leaders, those who are known as the leaders. Power don't use to accommodate them. In fact, anytime, any day, they love to be in power by all means. Even though in their grave they would like to be in power in their grave. So we don't really understand. Goodluck, he has already tested power, he has already tested everything in Nigeria. So what else is he looking for? Because if you are asking him what is he looking for? Is it to come on and again and start, or is it to do what? The first time he came in, everywhere is in fact. So the best way is for him to step down and to leave the power for those younger ones that is coming. For those that need to come, they should come and test power the way he has already tested the power, not calling and not coming to come into president again. And going down to Wike, Wike and Tinubu, two of them, they are best friend. And also Wike and Goodluck Jonathan, they are also a father to Wike. He's a father to Wike. So if he comes up now tomorrow or today and say he wanted to contest for president, it will be a very confusion to Wike because he will not know where to belong to. But this rumor of it is Tinubu that is sponsoring him in PDP for him to bring confusion in between Peter Obi and other people that is trying to contest with Tinubu. It may be, it may be truth because I know that Goodluck, if it is about coming back in power, in post, I don't think it would be very nice for that. But the way we are seeing, it is issue of Tinubu trying to sponsor him so that he will destroy and in fact destroy the aim of the youth. In fact, that is Nigeria, and that is how they build Nigeria to be. Issue of corruption, destroying a place where people is expecting of life. That is how they build it. In fact, I would like to hear your comment down below what you think about the whole thing going on in Nigeria. Like, subscribe, and share for everyone to see things going on. We say thank you for watching.